What's up, guys? If you're ready to do some serious riding on the open road and you're ready for a Harley-Davidson bagger, or if you're just starting to check them out, then we've got this 2020 Harley-Davidson Road Glide Special, all for your pre-owned bike of the week. So here it is, 2020 Harley-Davidson Road Glide Special in the Zephyr Blue, and it's a gorgeous color because it's got this nice kind of bluish purple here, and then these black, almost scallops. I like scallops, and they look good. Aftermarket features, not a ton. Most everything on this bike is stock, and it's just a solid bike stock as is. But the big aftermarket features that you're going to like, it has, you've got this nice Clockworks windshield. You do have these KST bars, which we'll talk about these on the ride. They're nice and comfortable. You've got these nice little highway pegs. You've got this big old seat, and it is very cozy. You can put a backrest on it, and I bet your passenger would love that thing. You do have your engine guard here to match the front and to help protect your bags. I guess your bag guard's there. It has these cool things, so you can put some extra gear in there, and these are the stretched bags, all my stretched bag lovers there. And you have your docking hardware for tour pack or backrest, and you've got some extra LEDs here for underneath the bags. I really like those. Those look good at matching here, and some more LEDs on the bottom of the fender, and it's full-length fenders because this is a touring bike, so it is going to help protect some of that, keep some of that road spray off the bike here. But you'll see it's big fairing, big windshield, and it's going to be a very comfortable ride, especially on a day that's kind of as cold as today. A couple other perks here. It does have traction control. It has traction control, ABS, so that's really nice. And then of course cruise control and all those fun things that you would expect of a premium touring motorcycle such as this one. So, and this one's going to be an absolute blast to go ride. So without further ado, let's go ahead and check out what it's like. One of my favorite parts of these road glides, this is such a cozy seat, holy cow. Glove boxes, so I can throw my fancy Harley-Davidson gloves in there, which if you're not rocking the OG Harley commuter gloves, what are you doing? These gloves have gotten me through many a riding season, because they're like that perfect weight where they're very dexterable. You can move your hands. You can move your hands very well in them. However, they are they're full of leather, so they block the wind great. I like them. They're solid. And they've held together really well over the years too. I've been very happy with that. I've never had to use them for I hadn't had to use them for, you know, asphalt. Hasn't had a hard contact with them, but they're doing good. And it is a rather nippy day, but this Road Glide has a lovely fairing, and it is very nice. This could convince me. This moment right here could finally be we need a bagger straw. So it's cozy. So there's a lot going on right now. A lot with this bike and a lot with motorcycles in general right now. So what we have here is the 2020 Road Glide Special in Zephyr Blue, and it is fully blacked out too. Even the lens caps for the turn signals are smoked out. So it's gorgeous. I mean, it's a dark blue and black trim, looks sharp. It's got these KST bars, and the cool thing with these bars, looks like smoke up ahead. So one thing I'm really noticing about these bars right now is kind of the angle feels a little bit different. So I mean, they seem to match my shoulders really well. And the cool thing with that is that these are actually customizable bars. So meaning that there's actually a point down here that you can loosen, very similar to, you know, how you would clamp the handlebars in general. But what you can actually do is you can loosen that, and right there you can actually adjust the angle of each individual bar. So I can pull this. So not only do I have this angle, but I have this angle. So that's a pretty big deal, especially when you're talking about a motorcycle that you're trying to get set up for touring and putting some distance on. And speaking of distance, this bike's been broken in pretty well. It's got just over 41,000 miles, so it's got over 41,600 miles on it. So she's broken in well, and she's ripping. And it is a 114 Milwaukee 8, so it was going to put out that torque you want. So other than that, this is the stock exhaust. It does have some highway pegs, a bigger windscreen. It's got a clockwork windscreen up there. These KST bars with a nice little hook in them. Just the mile crusher pieces. Oh, and the aftermarket seat. So it's got two of the big three. It's got bars and a seat, but does not have exhaust. I don't think. It looks like stock, but rips sounds pretty good. Oh my gosh, this is so easy. The wind is right over my head. Potentially this might be the easiest, most comfortable setup I've ever been on. I would contest that. This bike right here, this is the first bagger of 25 we're riding for this, and this might be the most comfortable one I've been on. The bars are just turned just perfect. You know, sometimes when they're just a little bit too far out or turned a little bit weird, it kind of puts a weird kink in your arm. These are kind of perfect. And the hooks really look good with the sharp edges and the Zephyr paint. So that's sharp. Blacked out, looks good. This is a good bike. This is a good bike already. We're just getting started. And as cold as it is too, I'm really not getting a lot of wind on me. I think the biggest issue with wind I'm having right now is on my hands. And you throw some hand guards up there, and you've got a bike that would be hard to contest with. This is good, and the baggers really aren't bad at all. They're easy to whip around, especially if you're doing long miles like this. They're fantastic because you have all your nice features. So you have my radio. This one is the touchscreen version too. So, and I've got my maps too, which if you've seen my other videos, you know that I love being able to put my maps up there and kind of scout out the road up ahead of me. Does not have suspension. I don't know. Well, it has suspension. It's not a hardtail bagger, but does not have any aftermarket suspension. It is a hydraulic clutch too. That is something to note for the baggers of this year, or of the 2020 year. So some folks love the hydraulic clutch. Some folks couldn't really care. But they do great. Pretty solid. So there's a lot going on this bike. This bike's pretty cool. But in the world of motorcycles, there is just as much, if not more, going on with. It's no secret that the 2025 motorcycles are coming out soon, and that is super exciting. So on the Harley-Davidson website, we can see now that there's a lot of cool stuff coming around. So they've already introduced the carryover models. Not much has changed between the baggers, but the biggest thing that they're showing is new colorways. And so that's why I brought this bike out here today, and this is Zephyr Blue, to highlight and talk about some of those new colors. So this is purple. There's a denim and a bright purple in there. And they're bringing back another color that was very similar to the snake venom from a few years ago, that actually has sort of a shift color. So there's going to be some cool colors this year, and a super cool red, very bright, big red guy. So I am really excited to see all those bikes in person here soon. So we already had our first 25s come in. We've got some more coming in soon. So we are very excited. Looks like some changes did happen on the trikes. I think they changed some wheels up on them. But also baggers handle curves really good. So keep that in mind. You can just effortlessly glide them. It's called the Road Glide for a reason, because it just glides. So it's just such a fun bike to go cruise around on. But yeah, so you've got that going on. The seat looks kind of ugly, but it's always the comfortable ones because there's just so much cushion in them. It's not your sleek back saddle, man. It's just this seat looks like a black pillow, and it feels like a black pillow because it is so comfortable. But there's a lot happening with the bikes, and they have not released. It looks like they have not released the Pan Americas or the Adventure Touring line, and they have not released the Cruiser line. and the sport line, so with the Sportsters and the Nicers. So they haven't released those 3 things, so excited to see what that means. And January 23rd, that's the date, so make sure you sign up, and be sure to keep an eye on everything that we're going to be posting, so we're going to be putting a lot out about those. And as we get more coming in, you know, we're going to show them to you and talk about them, so that way you guys can know what's going on. So excited to see what's in store for 2025. So hopefully what is in store for 2025 is some big motorcycle trips. I don't know if you guys got anything planned anytime soon, or any big trips. I don't think I've got anything on the calendar quite yet. That's cool. Look at that thing. The old Dodge van. So we've got a motorcycle here. Something ripping. But let's look at what you got here on this bike. I mean, it looks sharp. You got your highway pegs down there, your glove boxes. These do still have the cigarette lighters, so that's always really nice, especially if you're using like another dedicated GPS unit. It's nice to have that, because a lot of those, particularly like your car units, they're set up to run off your cigarette outlet. So it's nice to have that plug so you can plug up to them there. So you can see I'm actually able to flat foot this bike pretty easily, if you can see my feet. I don't know, but I kind of tuck them up just a little bit. I like to be on my toes, you know, always ready to rock and roll. So a little bit of heat at these stoplights where I've had to stop, put my feet down, but you know, nothing crazy, really nothing bad. And you know, and it's enough that it's kind of nice right now, but you can tell it's not really enough, and it's going to be miserable in the Raleigh summer. So, but this one's right nice, and this bike's so comfortable. I could ride this bike all day. I've had to stop to adjust some cameras here and there, so been out a little longer than it feels like, but this bike's just, I hadn't been on the bike as much as I'd like, but I mean, this bike is just so comfortable. This is a bike that you could spend all day on, all week on, really. I could live off this bike. I mean, the only reason I'd like to have a car would be if I gotta haul more stuff, but you can throw a tour pack on this thing and be fine. Cruise around with this thing and be fine, and you know, you've got plenty of you've got a really good amount of luggage. So, I mean, grocery shopping, especially, you know, like for one person, 1 or 2 people for the week, you could get away with that. And then if you go and throw a tour pack on these bikes, you just got a lot more you got a lot more options opened up for you. So, but there are plenty of options right here at Tobacco Road Harley-Davidson, and if you're thinking that and if you're seeing one that you like, or you want to come see us and you want us to come find one that you want to like, then be sure to stop by, reach out right here, Tobacco Road Harley-Davidson, Raleigh, North Carolina. So in the meantime, thank you for watching, and we hope you ride safe, and we hope to see you soon.